Hello, you're tuning into another edition of Talk Vietnam. You've just seen some extracts from the film The Tale of An Phúc House, which received the Best Award for Best Documentary Film in 2013 in the New York City International Film Festival. And now the film is a powerful glimpse into the lives of 20 disabled people living under the same roof, some of whom are third-generation Agent Orange victims from the American War in Vietnam. We are very lucky today to have the director of the film, Mr. Ivan Tankushev, here with us to talk about the process of making his film as well as his endless efforts in order to help the people of An Phúc House. Hello, Ivan.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for taking the time to come, and congratulations on the award. I believe you brought something here for us today?
Yes, actually I thought it's a good idea to show to the kids. They never seen the prize since I came back, so this is for you guys basically. It looks like a fake Oscar, but it means a lot for me, you know. And it was great to have that.
How did you feel upon receiving the award?
It was great feeling. Actually, I didn't really thought I'm gonna get it. The competition was very big. There were 5 films that were very big budget films, and the topics and the subject of the films were really powerful. So I said, with our modest film, there is no way that we can win prize like that. But when they announced the award, it was great feeling. Really, it was great. I ran to the stage. I didn't know what to say. I wasn't even ready to talk, right? Because that was the last things I was thinking about. But yeah, it's like after that, so many people start contact with me and talking about, and eventually we got to the point that we might be able to do something better and bigger for those people, you know.
Wow, it must have been a very emotional
It was
moment
emotional,
as well.
yes, of course.
Surprising.
I mean, this is my first documentary film.
And right away, a success.
Maybe the experience was bigger, and the topic and the subject and the children that were basically part of that film make the whole thing's happening, right?
Exactly.
I wanted to do just human film that can touch the people's heart, and they forget about that these people are actually victims. That was my first things when I was doing the film. I don't want to show them as the victims.
Yes.
I wanted to show them as a human that tried to survive no matter what. And I think that's one of the biggest winning part of the film.
Bulgarian director and cartoonist Ivan Tankushev graduated in the 1980s with a master's degree in animation from the Academy of Film and Drama in Bulgaria. A lifetime of work in animation and TV commercials has seen him become part of the A-list of animators around the world. He has been in charge of some of the most popular animated TV shows, such as Family Guy and Arthur, which brought him an Emmy Award. The Tale of An Phúc House is Ivan's first feature documentary film as director and producer. Tankushev decided to make the film shortly after hearing about the moving stories of the physically challenged youth at An Phúc House. For around 18 months, he was committed full-time to staying with the people there, filming each of them, and finally editing the film. The documentary immediately won numerous prizes, including Best Feature Documentary at the New York City International Film Festival 2013, a jury prize at the 18th Vietnam National Film Festival in Quảng Ninh Province, and an official selection of the Montreal World Film Festival in late August 2013.
Before all of this happened, you were an animator, this happened way before you moved on to documentary making, and as you said, this is your first documentary film as a producer and a director. So what made you make the shift?
Back in 2010, there was nothing much going on. The animation kind of dry up, and a lot of computer animation come out, and because most of my show are all
hand-drawn.
Hand-drawn,
Wow.
yes. Yeah, I'm dinosaurs, right? So I went back to Canada, and I spent one winter there. And actually, being 17 years in Asia, for me was a cultural shock.
You've been tropicalized.
Not only tropicalized, Asianized, right?
Yes.
And then when I was back in 2010 in Canada, I said, okay, let's go back to Asia, but go where and do what? So I decided I'll come and volunteer into the orphanages in Ho Chi Minh City. So I said, okay, let's.
What made you make that decision?
Many things, many things. Again, the fact that I went back to North America and I didn't feel like staying there to, keep doing what I've been doing. I said maybe I can do something more useful. In a way, I grew up. I have family back in Bulgaria, but I grew up as a foster child, and I was very, very young, very youth, like maybe 6, 7, 8 years old, and I remember a lot of unpleasant stuff from the hospitals and sanatoriums and stuff like that, that it stays in my mind all my life. So if I go to the orphanages and maybe I can help somehow those kids or overcome whatever is in my mind from long, very, very, very long time ago.
Reconnecting to your childhood.
Of course, it's all about our childhood. There is no exception in a human brain, I believe, that when we get older, we always go back to our childhood. And the reason for whoever we become, I believe, is because of our youth childhood.
Yes, and I believe it was during this time working in the orphanage that you got the chance to probably see the effects of Agent Orange.
Yes, because actually I knew about Agent Orange effects, but I never knew that there's so many people involved, affected, and so many people are really suffering from that. And I've seen in some of these orphanages and hospitals horrible cases of disabilities and mental disability, and I said, oh my God, I have to do something about it. But nothing that I grabbed my attention to come up with the idea how to do it until I met them, and it was right away. I knew it.
I believe you met them by accident.
Yes, because during the time that I was volunteer in these orphanages, actually they took us. We were about 12, 15 foreigners, and then in one day they said, okay, we're going to go to the War Museum in Ho Chi Minh City, and that was it, and then I went there, and Tien was there. I met her first there, and all the people, I think it was Sunday or Saturday, and usually they're working Sunday, Saturday.
They were selling crafts.
Selling crafts and performing, and most of them were there, right? So I started talking to her, and she said, yeah, they lived together for 6 years. And I said, are they relatives? She said, no, they're not. But some of them are, some of them are not. But they live together, and they working, and they making money by selling these handcrafts and performing music. I said, wow. And they live in Ho Chi Minh? She said, yes, in the house. They live together. I said, okay, can I talk to somebody in charge so I can see if I can do something about it? She said, do what? I said, maybe I can do film about it. A week or 2 weeks later, I quit because I was signing up for 3 months to be volunteer, right, in orphanages. And I quit and I moved to their house.
remember the first days when you were living with the people of An Phúc house. How did you feel, or were you just fascinated in general by what you were seeing that you were continuously shooting?
Both. Okay, so I never tell them that, but I felt very uncomfortable, right? Because the first time I went there, it's like I've been seeing for months and a half very heavy cases of disabilities in these orphanages, but I just go and see them for a couple of hours, then go back home. Right now,
not living with them.
Not living with them. So here, that was a different story, and the language barrier is a big thing, right? So the only way is like, either I'm gonna be a clown and make sure that they're gonna like me, or then I'm gonna fail. It turned that way that after 3-4 days, they start making jokes behind me. Okay, so, you know, I get to be the clown of the house. It wasn't easy, yeah, because I mean,
yes,
I'm outsider coming with that foreigner.
Exactly.
You know, with that camera and just going around everywhere they go. And
I believe anyone would be feel
yes,
a little
of course. And some of you know, you probably see the film. There's some very intimate shots in there, right? So I did it on purpose because I wanted to show to people the real life, right? I think one of the reasons that people in New York like the film, and they told me, is because it was a real documentary. It was shot like with a single camera and was shot like real things, right?
How did it feel kind of taking on this project by your own? I mean, filming and doing almost everything, you know,
I mean, for me, once I started, for me it was done deal. See, the things about me is if I decided something worth it, there is nothing can stop me to finish it, you know.
The key is determination.
Absolutely. So, and more obstacles come to me, I get more motivated to keep on going.
I believe that, you know, apart from being your characters, they've become almost like a family.
It's family, yeah, of course, I call them family. They're joking behind me, of course. If they're joking behind me and talking things I don't want to hear, that means they're family, right?
Yes. Can you tell us about this time, spending time next to them?
Personally, I went with each and every one and have some personal stories. And, you know, the funny things is that actually with each and every one, I communicate in a different way because I know their characters. I know what they like or they don't like. And the most exciting things was when I traveled with them. That was very excited because we had to take a bus and go to some other place that is outside of Ho Chi Minh City, and we have to stay 2, 3, 4 days, and they have to perform in selling the products, and I'm staying with them. And for the first time in my life in many years, I have to sleep under the open sky. That was amazing because
together with everyone.
Yes, I sleep all the time between Tang and Chin or Bin.
Yes.
So my place was already among them, and what happened is we have to sleep under the mosquito net. That's their life, you know. They've been doing that for many years, right? Doing the same trips and over again and performing and sleeping in open sky. That's the most exciting part of their lives, and that's why I decided that the film have to happen, you know.
Yes. Now to Ivan, each and every one member of An Phúc House has become almost like a member of the family, as he says. And now in the following, we'll follow his footsteps to visit the An Phúc House here in Ho Chi Minh City.
Today, Ivan and his wife pay a visit to An Phúc.
Hello. How are you guys?
As usual, he comes to say hello to each and everyone at home.
Let's see the house and the rest of the guys. Oh my God.
Hey, hello. How are you? Wow, long time no see. Hi.
Nice to meet you again. Are you okay?
Although this isn't the same house where Ivan lived with the kids and shot the film for over 7 months in 2015, he still finds it comfortable roaming around, while the people of An Phúc still have a vivid memories of the time they spent with Ivan.
Có nhiều lần đi thu âm về những cái bài hát á, thì anh Ivan rất chi là nhiệt tình khi mà giúp cho những cái bạn mà khuyết tật mà đi xe lăn á, đi lên xe xuống xe đồ cũng Ivan đồ cũng ấm rồi bồng rồi dắt chiều, nói chung là anh Ivan rất là nhiệt tình.
Nói chung là mỗi lần quay phim hay là làm gì thì Ivan cũng lo cho sức khỏe của mấy anh em, cũng Ivan cũng hỏi anh em thích ăn cái gì Ivan sẽ mua này kia đâu. Nói chung là Ivan là con người vui tính và tốt,
rất là thân mật khi tiếp xúc và nói chuyện. Tuy là ngôn ngữ của tôi và các anh chị em với lại đạo diễn không có hiểu nhau cho mấy, nhưng mà em thấy rất là vui.
During the shooting, Ivan went to visit the children's families in their hometowns and talked with the parents about their stories. With the help of the local Agent Orange Victim Associations, he also investigated the official procedure used in Vietnam to identify the victims who should be recognized and certified.
Ông là một người vừa đạo diễn, lại vừa quay phim, mà lại rất tận tụy với công việc. Ông tìm cái chân thiện mỹ, ông tìm cái nét đẹp cuộc sống của cái người khuyết tật, mà ông làm không có giờ. Tôi chưa dạy thì ông dạy từ lúc nào. Thành nhiều cái cảnh quay tôi bất ngờ, kể cả quay trong ngôi nhà An Phúc, và kể cả khi cả cái gia đình đi, gia đình cháu ở, gia đình các cháu chẳng hạn.
Rất là bất ngờ, tại vì thấy chú đi quay thôi, nhưng mà cho đến cái hôm mà được coi trọn bộ phim á thì rất là cảm động. Tôi ngồi mà tôi muốn khóc, thì tôi không ngờ đến được mà chú quay được hết toàn cảnh anh chị em trong An Phúc, từ cái việc sinh hoạt rất là nhỏ, trong cái việc như là nấu cơm hay là việc đang ngủ chú cũng quay luôn, thì tôi rất là khâm phục chú ạ.
Ivan's decision to depict An Phúc House with compassion, dignity and love stems from his seeing activities like a singing session like this. It may be a reason why the film has not only won international prizes, but also touched the hearts of many people.
You're back here on Talk Vietnam. In the previous clip, you've just seen the An Phúc House and met all of the members, the big family of An Phúc House. And as you've realized, there was the father, Mr. Trần Hữu Quang. He founded An Phúc House in 2006, and we're very fortunate to have him in our studio today. So please welcome Mr. Quang. Chào chú ạ. Cháu cảm ơn chú đã dành thời gian đến với chương trình. Chú có thể chia sẻ một chút là cái lúc mà có một người như anh Ivan là một người nước ngoài đến và tiếp cận chú và hỏi về vấn đề làm phim thì chú đã suy nghĩ như thế nào ạ?
Chúng tôi cũng chưa hiểu hết được vì không hiểu hết cái tiếng của nhau, thành chưa hiểu được. Nhưng sau khi được cô Vân, giám đốc bảo tàng chứng tích chiến tranh nói rõ cái mục đích ý nghĩa, nói về cái người nạn nhân chất độc da cam dioxin vượt khó vươn lên, thì tôi thấy nó phù hợp với cái gia đình tôi, gia đình An Phúc. Và sau khi anh Ivan đến thì anh xin ở lại trong gia đình tôi 1 tuần, rồi 15 ngày, và sau đó thì anh ở nhiều tháng để anh quay từng nhân vật và từng gia đình liên quan đến nhân vật. Thì thấy anh một con người rất tận tụy với công việc và có cái tâm huyết với những cái mảnh đời phát ảnh.
Trong cái quá trình mà anh Ivan làm phim và cũng như là được giành giải như thế này, thì chú có nghĩ rằng là điều đó sẽ gửi đến một cái thông điệp nào đó đến với xã hội cũng như là cộng đồng quốc tế về ngôi nhà của mình cũng như là những nạn nhân chất độc da cam nói chung không ạ?
Chính nhờ cái phóng sự của anh Ivan đưa ra trường quốc tế, cái điều đó ngoài cái sự mong muốn của tôi và gia đình An Phúc, nhưng tác dụng ấy sẽ ảnh hưởng rất lớn, là sẽ giúp cho không những gia đình An Phúc mà cho những người khuyết tật ở trong nước và những người tham gia chiến tranh ở Việt Nam và trên cả thế giới sẽ được hưởng cái lợi lạc lâu dài nhờ cái bộ phim này. Thì đây là một cái việc làm rất trong sáng của anh Ivan, là anh đã tập trung hết cái tâm huyết, cái tiền của, và có những người bạn cùng chung sức với anh để làm đến bộ phim này.
So Ivan, what do you think of his efforts as someone who is taking almost 20 to 30 people under his wings of protection?
I realized he's a very special man. I mean, how many people these days can really dedicate their lives and just taking care of children like that, and they're not even family in a way, right? So to me, he's a, how you say, urban hero, right? Because it's not easy, right? So he have to take care of their daily needs. He have to teach them how to do the things so they can survive in their own. He have to take care of the whole, marketing of the productions. He have to find places for them to perform. He have to find place for them to sell the products. It is a tremendous work and it's dedication.
And you've built this connection, obviously, with Mr. Quang as well as all of his children.
Yes, it's obvious, and I'm very, very fortunate and happy man to meet them.
Tôi sinh ra trong một gia đình có 8 anh chị em ở một cái xã vùng sâu vùng xa của tỉnh Đồng Tháp. Gia đình chúng tôi thì ba mẹ không có ruộng đất cho nên phải đi làm thuê làm mướn để nuôi 8 đứa con. Đến năm học 12 thì khi kết thúc năm học thì tôi phát hiện mình có một cái khối u lạ ở chân. Các bác sĩ đã tiến hành phẫu thuật và lấy cái mẫu xét nghiệm. Sau khi xét nghiệm thì bác sĩ đã kết luận là tôi bị căn bệnh là sarcoma tạo xương, tức là ung thư xương.
Tôi tên là Tình Thị Duyên, tôi sinh ra trong một gia đình có 4 anh chị em. Trong đó thì có 3 người đã bị khuyết tật, riêng chị hai là người bình thường, còn đến tôi và 2 em trai sau thì đều bị khuyết tật bẩm sinh rất nặng.
Lần đầu tiên thì tôi và cô ấy gặp nhau, tôi có cảm giác rất đặc biệt. Khi mà tôi nhìn thấy cô ấy thì tôi có một câu hỏi đặt ra cho bản thân mình. Không biết đây có phải là người quan trọng nhất cuộc đời mình không?
Em thấy từ trước giờ chưa có người nào mà chăm lo cho em như vậy. Nói chuyện với em, anh cũng bày tỏ hết. Hôm đó thì em cũng không giấu về hoàn cảnh gia đình của em nữa. Thì em cũng có nói thật với anh như vậy. Thì anh ấy cũng có nói là anh ấy chỉ yêu em chứ anh không có để ý tới hoàn cảnh gia đình của em như thế nào.
Thời gian vui nhất trong cái cuộc tình của chúng tôi đó là khi mà chúng tôi đã thuyết phục và xin phép được hai gia đình tác hợp cho chúng tôi. Bản thân tôi đã từng làm hóa trị cho nên là tôi có thể có khả năng là vô sinh. Nhưng mà tôi hay tin là mình sắp được làm bố thì tôi thật sự là cảm xúc lúc đó tôi không có thể nào tả được niềm vui của tôi.
Em chỉ sợ là ba mẹ thì bị chất độc da cam như thế, ba thì bị ung thư xương. Em chỉ sợ sau này là con em sẽ giống em hoặc là chồng em. Bởi vì trước đây thì em thì người ta cũng chẩn đoán là bình thường, nhưng sau khi sinh ra thì lại bị như vậy nên em cũng rất là lo lắng cho con em.
In our edition of Talk Vietnam today, we also have the chance to welcome to our studio 2 members of the An Phúc House. First is Trịnh Thị Duyên. She's the mother of a child who's living in the An Phúc House. And the second is the lead musician in all of the performances that the An Phúc House does outside. And his name is Lê Văn Ở. So please welcome them. Em cảm ơn chị Duyên và anh Ở đã đến với chương trình ạ. Điều mà khiến cho anh chị hạnh phúc nhất đến bây giờ là gì ạ, chị Duyên ạ?
Dạ, đối với em điều hạnh phúc nhất là từ lúc em có bầu và sinh được bé Tin ạ. Trước đó thì em cũng hơi mặc cảm là vì em cũng sợ là bé có gì tật sau này á. Nhưng sau khi Em được biết là bé Tin được khỏe mạnh và hiện tại bây giờ thì bé rất khỏe mạnh, vợ chồng em rất là vui ạ. Nên em cũng rất là cảm ơn người thứ nhất là bố Quang và thứ hai nữa là toàn thể các anh chị em trong cơ sở An Phúc đã giúp đỡ em cũng như là chăm sóc bé Tin ạ.
Dạ. Vậy là bé hôm nay bé cũng có đến trường quay và bảo bé rất là khó khỉnh. Dạ. Thì cái điều mà chị mong ước lớn nhất bây giờ là gì ạ?
Điều mong ước lớn nhất với em bây giờ là bé được khỏe mạnh cũng như là mọi người trong cơ sở An Phúc luôn hòa thuận với nhau, luôn thương yêu đùm bọc lẫn nhau.
Dạ. Còn đối với anh theo em được biết thì anh cũng có gia đình nhỏ của riêng mình và sắp tới anh chị cũng đang mong đợi một niềm vui mới đúng không ạ? Anh có thể chia sẻ cho khán giả biết được không ạ?
Thì thực sự là cũng rất là vui vì có một người vợ cùng cảnh ngộ, sống cũng hiểu nhau, cũng thông cảm, cũng lo lắng quan tâm cho nhau. Và bây giờ thì vợ cũng đang chuẩn bị sinh em bé, thì không biết là như thế nào, nhưng mong ước lớn nhất trong cuộc đời cầu cho em bé được khỏe mạnh như bao nhiêu người bình thường khác.
Dạ.
Đó là điều mong ước lớn nhất.
Dạ, mong ước lớn nhất là để cho em bé được thật khỏe mạnh. Gia đình nhỏ của anh cũng được vui vẻ đúng không ạ?
Yeah.
Còn mong ước cho gia đình lớn đó là sẽ tìm được một ngôi nhà được thật là hạnh phúc cùng nhau đúng không ạ? Dạ. Trong cái thời gian mà anh Ivan làm việc cùng với mọi người, quay mọi người thì cũng như gần như là sống cùng với cả gia đình mình, thì chị Duyên và anh có những cái kỷ niệm như thế nào về thời gian này ạ? Chị Duyên có thể chia sẻ được không ạ?
Cũng có nhiều kỷ niệm như chẳng hạn như là mỗi lúc ngủ dậy ấy, thì tất cả mọi người chưa dậy hết đâu, thì tỉnh giấc thì thấy ông Ivan á, là ông đã trực ở trước cửa phòng rồi, thì ông cứ theo mình chỗ này chỗ kia, nhiều lúc mình cũng thấy ngại nhưng đều mà ông cũng vui, ông cũng đùa giỡn với mình kiểu này kiểu khác, nhiều lúc mình cũng có đôi lúc thì mình cũng không thể quên được những cái khoảnh khắc đó.
Dạ. Còn anh ở trong thời gian mà anh Ivan ở đây thì cũng rất là hay trêu mọi người đúng không ạ?
Có một kỷ niệm vui là có một lần mình đang làm nhạc trên cây đàn để cho các anh em hát những chương trình lớn, để không phải chỉnh sửa cho lâu. Mình có làm một bài nhạc trên đàn.
Dạ.
Mà mình đang làm ở trong phòng thì chưa làm xong, tại vì một khi làm xong rồi mình mới lưu vô đàn được. Một khi chưa làm xong thì chưa thể nào lưu vô vào cái bộ nhớ của cây đàn được. Thì để đang làm nửa chừng thì không biết, lúc đó mình rút cái headphone ra khỏi lỗ tai thì mình nghe thử, chưa kịp luôn thì Ivan đi từ ngoài đi vô làm mất cái ổ điện, coi như cái bài nhạc của mình làm đi hết không còn gì. Lúc nào cũng thấy bực mình nhưng mà thôi, lỡ rồi biết làm sao vậy.
Apologize, man. I didn't know that. Okay, you should tell me, Ivan. You lost my song.
Yes, you know, they're a big family. They're not even, like Duyên and are not related. All of them, most of them are not related at all. But the way that they take care of each other, is there any moment that you witnessed that touched you until now?
I've seen so many moments like that, because the only way for them to survive is helping each other. There is no other way. And of course, some people are more disabled, some people are less disabled, but every one of them knows what to do. So for example, Vu taking care of Kong, his brother who is not in prison, and Bin, and he taking them to the toilets and help them with food and help them with everything. Tang helping everybody else. He's basically taxi driver of An Phúc house. He have to take all the girls to take them to the museum or take them to the market, so they have to start selling the product. Apart from that, he was going last year to school, right? So he have to share his duty inside An Phúc and at the same time try to finish his university. So everybody else doing their own stuff. Depends of their physical abilities, right? Despite of the fact that they have so many different characters, in the end they have to help each other. There is no other way.
Yes.
So, and they used to that, and that's what the beauty about their lifestyle is.
Exactly. Chú Quang ơi, chú nghĩ rằng là cái điều mà ngôi nhà An Phúc cần nhất bây giờ là gì ạ?
Ngôi nhà An Phúc bây giờ cần nhất là một cái ngôi nhà lớn hơn để tạo cái gia đình được mở rộng hơn, cho được nhiều thành viên hơn. Và điều thứ hai nữa là đây mới là một mô hình về An Phúc, về cái gương vượt khó và đùm bọc lấy nhau để sống và chia sẻ với nhau và dần quên nỗi đau để vượt lên chính mình. Có nhiều bạn chỉ còn 9% sức khỏe như bạn Bình, bạn Chiến là 91, tỷ lệ thương tật 91%, mà vẫn lao động, vẫn sản xuất, vẫn làm MC, vẫn ca sĩ, vẫn làm những cái việc tốt. Thế thì tôi mong rằng không phải An Phúc nằm ở thành phố Hồ Chí Minh mà cái mô hình này được nhân rộng. Thì không những ngôi nhà An Phúc ở thành phố Hồ Chí Minh có cho các bạn hiện tại trong ngôi nhà này, mà khắp đất nước này có ngôi nhà An Phúc, đó là an lạc và phúc lành.
Dạ vâng. Cháu xin cảm ơn chú Quang rất là nhiều, cũng như là chị Duyên và anh Ở đã dành thời gian để tham gia chương trình ạ. Chúc cho ngôi nhà cũng như là mọi người luôn luôn có nhiều sức khỏe và luôn luôn hạnh phúc bên nhau. The tale of An Phúc House has gone from being just a documentary to gaining support from all over the world in terms of the issue of Agent Orange and people living with disabilities. We'll have a look in the following.
Right after receiving the award at the New York International Film Festival, Ivan and his team received a lot of support from around the world. Hundreds of people have donated money or called on other ones to give support.
What we received in those festivals was the overwhelming support of people that we never thought would help us. And that was the veterans of war from Australia, New Zealand and USA. The same people who sprayed the formula and also themselves got infected.
Clarence Ormsby is an Australian veteran from the war in Vietnam. His grandchild also suffers from the effects of dioxin. After seeing the film, he decided to start a campaign to assist An Phúc House. He also asked 2 other NGOs from Australia to get involved. Altogether, they insist in collecting people's donations to have built a new permanent house.
I was very touched by the spirit of the young people that live there. They were all smiles. They don't have a lot to smile about in that environment. So I'm very keen to help you in any way I can on behalf of Artists for Orphans anyway.
And hopefully one day we're going to have house for these kids, really.
No,
Although it is a difficult task, Ivan and the other supporters still believe that their dream can be achieved one day.
In general, to raise money.
During the process of starting this film, did you ever imagine that the project would go this far? Did you have a vision that perhaps you wanted to do more with this film than just filming it?
Honestly, I knew it's going to be a special thing. And you know why? Because at the moment I met them, I knew that there will be a film. I knew it. And then in the process of making the film, so many people get into it and try to help me out voluntarily, and the support was tremendous. We have over 60 people that actually get involved in the film, of making of the film. And then it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and we have a lot of frustration and a lot of moments of almost giving up and no enough funds and how to finish the project. I had 3 editors that quit on me. And we have to find solution to keep on going and keep on going and keep on going. And eventually we did it. And I did imagine that the impact will be special. But I didn't know if I'm going to have that prize. I didn't know if I can keep on going and make it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Build a house.
But eventually build a house, of course. But it turned that way, and thanks to that prize, I guess, people start saying, oh, film about Agent Orange, oh, very interesting. So, and in one point, as I said, most of the people that support us after the film was awarded are veterans from the war, because they know what happened back then, and they feel obligated, or they feel emotional about it, and they want to help as much they could. And they've been doing that for all their lives after they left from the war.
Yes.
And I guess I'm very lucky to have these people on board and try to help me out for that. I'm sure we'll have the house one day.
And it will also be, I mean, you know, you're talking about one house here for a group of disabled people affected by, you know, the effects of Agent Orange, but it's also a stepping stone to kind of bring awareness to the issue of Agent Orange, the issue of people living with disabilities in general. So it's had a more kind of ripple effect that not only will benefit An Phúc House, but I'm sure also to other people here in Vietnam.
Yeah. According to the not official estimation, close to 4 million people are infected by Agent Orange one way or the other. And this is a crazy amount of people, you know. It's just how we can help all these people, who can help these people. It is almost impossible. But for me at this point, if I can help 25 of them, I can die happy man, you know.
In order to finish the documentary, Ivan had a helping hand from his Vietnamese wife, Trang Lam. She herself injected 40 million Vietnamese dong of her own money into the project, plus all the translation of 42 hours of footage and interviews for the film. Now the couple are living in Ho Chi Minh City, while Ivan calls his home away from home.
The first time you were here was in '95. You spent a brief time here, and then from 2010 you have been here. So through that process, what has been revealed more about Vietnam, the Vietnamese people, to you?
The people that I live with, An Phúc and the orphanages and my wife, they get me so close to the society, so I start to learn about things here and there and there, and now I'm pretty comfortable in Vietnam. You know, a part of my Vietnamese is horrible. I feel at home. You know, I'm happy I'm here.
So what can you say about the decision to come to Vietnam after all?
It was planned from the beginning to begin with, and I knew that if I go to the orphanages, something will happen, and it happened. And I never thought I'm going to stay in Vietnam. I thought, okay, when I finish something, then I'll go. But then I met Trang, and then I met An Phúc, and I met everybody else, and
it's home.
I'm a resident of Vietnam, by the way.
Oh,
so yes, so
congratulations.
Yes, so I feel good. It's my, I would say, 7th home since I left Bulgaria 20, 30 years ago, right? So I live in many continents and many countries, and but Vietnam is a special place for me, and I might end up here. Who knows?
Let's talk a little bit about your future plans. Do you have any kind of plans to make another film about Vietnam, perhaps, or what are you looking forward to doing?
Because my experience as artist, animator, director, scriptwriter, I'd like to share my experience and my knowledge with the young generations in Vietnam. And if I can get involved teaching or go to lecture in universities around Vietnam, that will be great. I don't mind to get into any of the TV productions and help them out somehow, right? And you have also live action films, and you know, my knowledge and my experience perhaps will help them to do something better, right? So I really want to work, and I really want to continue working in the film industry. And if somebody invite me, I'll be more than happy to help.
I wish you the very best of luck in
Thanks
your
a lot,
future endeavors, especially this goal to make the house for An Phúc, and that you continue to stay here in Vietnam and find more inspirations to do what it is that you love.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me here. Really.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That was our edition of Talk Vietnam with director Ivan Tankushev of The Tale of An Phúc House that won an award at the New York City International Film Festival. We hope that you have enjoyed this edition. And as a last piece of Talk Vietnam this time, we leave you with one piece of happiness in the following. Enjoy.
Tương lai, tất nhiên là tôi cầu mong được cái tương lai của An Phúc nó sẽ rộng mở. Càng ngày có những anh em cùng cảnh như tôi, được nhiều anh em cùng cảnh như tôi biết đến và được bước chân vào đó để làm việc và sinh sống, để hòa nhập với cộng đồng. Đó là điều mong muốn của tôi thôi. Còn nói về tương lai của An Phúc thì tôi sẽ cầu mong điều đó.
Tôi nguyện cho là những người khuyết tật là ở An Phúc và ở Việt Nam và cả thế giới vui vẻ và được hạnh phúc và được nhiều người giúp đỡ và luôn tự lực vươn lên. Tôi nguyện cho họ là tu hết kiếp này, rồi kiếp sau thì được làm người là khỏe mạnh, trí hệ thông minh. Thì hàng đêm tôi nguyện cầu và tôi xin như vậy. Tôi xin luôn cho là ở trên thế giới không còn chiến tranh nữa và luôn luôn sống trong cảnh hòa bình.